I see you, James.
Yeah, well, it's a question for both of them, but specifically for Jesse, just sort of in reaction to what I heard. How do you reconcile the fact that on the one hand, there's all these issues we want to talk about, that we need to talk about, issues of sexuality, issues that transgendered people are facing, but on the other hand, we also have, some cultures here at Trent who, hearing these discussions out in the open will come as a major shock to them. And yet these discussions need to be had in the open. How do we reconcile that?
Okay, we'll go in the order you spoke first, so Sacco first.
I also believe, I have no problem with single and sexy. I think it's amazing. If anything, we could add more things to it. I wish we were still going to have it around for next year. Apparently we're not, though. I believe your question was how these things need to be out in the open, and why, should we, I guess, why? Could you repeat that last part of your question?
It's a really complex question, I guess, so I'm sort of putting you on the spot. I'm saying, on the one hand, there seems to be a sentiment in the room, and I share it, that we need to talk about issues of sexuality, of sexual health, barriers that are faced by transgender people, that we need to discuss these issues to create a healthy, inclusive environment. But on the one hand, I'm also sort of hearing from Jesse that the way it's been done in the past, it sort of comes as a shock to students from different cultures all of a sudden.
Okay.
Right out there in the open.
So your question is, how are they going to deal with cultural sensitivity while addressing these other issues?
Yeah.
Okay.
5 seconds.
Okay, I've got 5 seconds. I'm going to keep it short. I think this stuff should be out in the open. We all need to know, even as controversial as it might be, we need to know all the issues around our campus and just student
Okay,
life.
sorry, Sacco. Jesse.
Thanks for the question, James. I think you misunderstood me. I am not saying these things should be banned, should not happen. I am friends with a lot of people who are characterized different special interest groups or whatever they are called. I'm not saying this should not happen. What I think is wrong is that students go to activities that they don't know a lot about, and that's not fair. If I don't want to go to a sexual education
Okay, sorry,
activity,
Jesse, I have to cut you off.
but it should happen.
Sorry. Yes.
This is Jesse, I'm sorry, it's not an attack, but I think we are all over 18, or at least most of us are over 18, and I think we're mature enough to come to university, to come here and get a better education and be open to different discussions. And when you say special needs, I'm sorry, can you expand on that? Or even anybody who's coming here, why hold back on discussions when you're here to get an education and have a broader view as a university student?
Okay. Are both of you able to answer that question?
I'm personally not able to answer it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe you can ask Jesse afterwards. This question session is for both candidates. Can I have one for both candidates, please?
Holy Norris.
There's one
On the other side of the barrier.
No, I'm saying who just asked before.
It was a man.
It was a man. Thank you. Sorry. You haven't spoken yet.
I feel like the question was perhaps misunderstood. I attended ISW this year as well, and I felt very uncomfortable with some of the activities where ISW staff asked first-year students to assume sexual positions. I was kissed by an individual on my first day at Trent. I would like to know how you were going to address not single and sexy educational activities, but rather the activities, the fun, getting to know you activities, which sometimes step beyond cultural sensitivity boundaries, personal bubbles, personal security and space issues, how you would like to address that, and approach the ISW staff about that.
Okay, this time we'll start with Jesse.
One of the points of my platform is that students who come here need to be treated like adults, like mature adults. If I do not feel comfortable being kissed by somebody, I do not need an amigo to do all their might to make me go there. I'm not criticizing. I know these activities are fun for a lot of people. Yo, I like doing them activities, if you know what I'm saying. But some people are not comfortable with them. So I'm not saying this should be a conservative university. I'm just saying that we should
Okay, sorry,
accommodate
I have to
people's
stop
needs.
you. I'm hearing the buzzer. Stop it. I understand everybody's excited, but if we could please hold the applause till everybody's done, I'd really appreciate it.
You just ruined intro fest for me. I was gonna get like a big kissing booth going on, but, I definitely understand. I'm one of those people that believes we all need our personal space. We all come from different backgrounds, different religions, so we have to be careful about who we are gonna offend and who we aren't. It doesn't mean bringing out some controversial issues and stuff like that in the open is bad because we don't want to offend people. But I believe when it comes to things like personal space, that we should be careful with that.
Thank you very much, candidates.